The illustrious Battle of Bac Dang, Tran Quoc Tuan's masterpiece of strategy. In 1288, the Mongol cavalry for the third time trampled over the lands of Dai Viet, but this time they faced a military genius, Grand Prince Tran Quoc Tuan, also known as Hung Dao Vuong. After a crushing defeat at Van Keep, the Mongol forces, led by Toghon, were forced to retreat. Tran Quoc Tuan, with his extraordinary foresight, knew that the Bac Dang River was the strategic choke point to utterly annihilate the invading army and permanently end the Mongol ambition. Preparing the death trap, as soon as the Mongols began their retreat, Tran Quoc Tuan meticulously crafted a bold and sophisticated plan. He understood that Bac Dang was not just a large river, but also a place with treacherous terrain and strong tidal fluctuations, ideal conditions for setting a trap. His strategy relied not only on military might, but also on maximizing natural elements and ingenious creativity. He ordered his soldiers and the populace to labor day and night, carving thousands of iron-tipped wooden stakes from durable ironwood, a precious and extremely sturdy timber. These stakes were then secretly planted deep into the riverbed at critical points, especially in narrow curving sections and near the river mouth, where the currents were complex. The hidden stake field was arranged in multiple layers, forming a gigantic, unseen barrier, ready to ensnare the Mongol fleet. All this work was carried out in absolute secrecy, awaiting the opportune moment. Tran Quoc Tuan also ensured the readiness of his elite naval forces, comprised of small, light, and highly maneuverable warships capable of swift maneuvers and lightning-fast attacks. He had his soldiers practice ambush tactics, surprise attacks, and enemy annihilation in riverine conditions. Along both banks of the river, infantry and archer units were also densely positioned, ready to support the navy and cut off any escaping enemy forces. Luring the enemy into the trap. The fateful day arrived in March 1288, lunar calendar. Tran Quoc Tuan executed a clever diversionary tactic to lure the enemy into the submerged stake field. He dispatched a portion of the Dai Viet Navy to engage the Mongol fleet, commanded by Generals Omar and Fan Ji. Omar, naturally arrogant and impulsive, had no inkling of the deadly trap awaiting him. He believed Dai Viet was weakened after fierce battles and intended to pursue and utterly destroy the Vietnamese forces. The formidable Mongol fleet, numerically superior and full of aggressive spirit, confidently passed through the river mouth.
Have you ever heard of the name Hung Dao Dai Vuong Tran Quoc Tuan, one of the most outstanding heroes of the Vietnamese people? He defeated the mighty Yuan Mongol invaders 3 times, protecting the entire Dai Viet territory. Today, let's look back at the life and great achievements of a famous general in Vietnamese history. Tran Quoc Tuan was born around 1228, the son of An Sin Vong Tran Lu, the grandson of King Tran Tai Tong. Although he came from a royal family, his childhood was not peaceful. Because his family suffered many losses in the internal power struggle of the Tran royal family. But instead of hatred, he chose to devote himself to serving the country. His intelligence, kindness and national spirit made him trusted by the king, respected by the people and loved by the soldiers. In the 13th century, the Yuan Mongol army, the invincible army that conquered almost all of Asia, continuously sent strategic troops to Dai Viet. And Tran Quoc Tuan is the soul of the greatest warriors in history. In 1258, he defeated the Yuan army for the first time at Dong Bo Do, Hanoi. In 1285, for the second time, he used the quiet garden and house tactic, dividing his troops to block, forcing Toghon to escape through copper pipes. In 1288, he won a resounding victory on the Bac Dang River, a military masterpiece, the ambitious stone baron of the Yuan Empire.
Immense courage, and
Not
indomitable
only was he
unity
a
of the Dai
talented
Viet
military
people under the
man,
brilliant
he was
leadership of
also
Hung
the
Dao
writer
Vuong
of
Tran Quoc
Hich
Tuan.
Tuong
The
Si,
Battle of Bac Dang in
arousing
1288 has
patriotism,
entered history
stimulating
as one
the
of the greatest
fighting
naval battles in
spirit
the
of the
world,
Dai Viet
comparable
army
to
and
other
people.
legendary victories.
After
It
his
not only
glorious
firmly protected the
victories,
nation's
he
independence
did
and
not wish
sovereignty,
for glory,
but also
lived
left a
a
profound
virtuous,
lesson on the art
modest
of
life,
warfare,
and devoted
defeating
himself
the
to
many
the
with
people
the
and the
few,
country.
overcoming the strong with the
Before
weak
his
through
death in
strategy and innovation.
1300, he
The name of Hung
criticized
Dao
the
Vuong
king
Tran
and his
Quoc Tuan will
descendants.
forever be
As a
associated with
general,
this glorious achievement,
you must
becoming
keep
an
the
iconic
country
hero of
safe
the
and the
Vietnamese
people
nation.
safe. The name